First up on the bulletin, let's tell you how late last night Prime Minister made a surprise visit to inspect the new Parliament building, all set for an unveiling next year. Well, he has personally been invested in giving a new India a new symbol of pride. From Bhumi Pujan to the inauguration of the national emblem, the Prime Minister has always been closely invested in the Central Vista project. In fact, just last night, he spent over an hour surveying the houses of the Parliament, speaking to construction workers and inspecting the new facilities himself. However, the Congress has yet again politicized the pride of India. Jairam Ramesh, who in 2012 spoke of badly needing a parliament since this one is old and isn't functional, today calls it a vanity project that dictators want to leave behind an architectural legacy. He also calls it a colossal waste of money. His party colleagues leapt to back him. Listen in.
But we should concentrate our resources on building houses to those homeless people instead of building houses for Prime Minister, Vice President and building a new parliament.
In the midst of COVID crisis, when daily wagers were forced to walk thousands of kilometers away from their workplaces, with no support from the government, no help from the government, you suddenly announce and fast-track construction of the new parliament and a house for yourself, multi-crore house for yourself. And then, instead of constructing hospitals in the country, instead of focusing on other infrastructure in the country, you focus on this vanity project. We've always called it a vanity project because of the way it has been done and the timing of this project.
Well, on its part, the BJP has tweeted a UPA-era letter which dates back to July 2012, where Lok Sabha Secretariat asked the Urban Development Ministry to build a new parliament as a top priority. In fact, the letter says that the Speaker has given approval for this project since the current parliament is showing signs of distress and aging. It also adds that there needs to be an increase in the sitting arrangement. You can see that letter, which is already put out on your screens. In fact, leading the fight back the Sarkar, it's Union Minister Smriti Irani. In fact, she has ripped apart what she called Congress reflecting in British glory.
Country should not have a new parliament building and keep on reflecting in the British glory is the Congress's stand. That this country should not build a new parliament for its people in permanence and should subjugate itself to its British Raj past is what the Congress says. If you're talking about political arrogance, 400 institutions have the Gandhi Khandan's name. Take it out. यही है जवाहर भवन, हटाओ ना नाम पर, पेटिशन दो. गांधी खानदान को अगर थोड़ी सी भी इस बात की शर्म बची हो कि हम हिपोक्रेट्स नहीं हैं, सबसे पहले पेटिशन लिख कर दे कि कृपया 400 संस्थानों पे हमारा नाम है, प्रधान सेवक जी इस नाम को हटाने की कृपा करें. बोलेंगे क्या?
देश में प्रजातंत्र से पिटे और विदेश में परिवारतंत्र के प्रोटेक्शन में जुटे हुए लोग न तो जो है वो संविधान का सम्मान कर सकते हैं, न तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का के साथ साथ संसद का सम्मान कर सकते हैं, न संसदीय और संवैधानिक व्यवस्थाओं का सम्मान कर सकते हैं, संस्थाओं का सम्मान कर सकते हैं. तो ये डिफीटेड डायनेस्टी की डींगबाज लोग हैं ये. और ये डिफीटेड डायनेस्टी के डींगबाज लोगों को ये बात समझ में नहीं आ रही है, बल्कि हजम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं कि मोदी जी ने जो सोचा वो कर कैसे दिया. ये तो कहते थे हम सोच रहे थे, जितनी स्कीमें थी आप देखते होंगे, कहते हैं ये हमने तो सोचा था, हमने सपनों में सोचा था, मोदी जी ने सड़क पे उतार दिया.
कांग्रेस पार्टी के नेता का जो बयान है, हम उससे असहमत हैं. हम बीजेपी की पॉलिटिकल फिलॉसफी से भी असहमत हैं, लेकिन गली जनता के द्वारा इलेक्टेड जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर है उसको तानाशाह कहना ठीक नहीं. उसको चुनाव में पराजित करने के लिए कांग्रेस पार्टी को एक मजबूत विपक्ष तैयार करने का प्रयास करना चाहिए.
But are the claims of the Congress party factually accurate? Well, let's remind you of some of the facts. The claim was that Central Vista is a criminal wastage of funds, as Congress has always said. The fact is that it saves 1,000 crore rupees per year, which was spent on rent for all the ministries who have been given places in other places. This is what the Supreme Court was told by the centre in November 20. Also, the claim was that 20,000 crore rupees was being wasted on a vanity project. That too was then later fact-checked, that the cost of the Vista and the Parliament underway is roughly 1,339 crore rupees, and it has been brought down substantially. In fact, claim has also been that this is Modi Mahal, which is being built even during COVID because the construction then hadn't stopped. The fact check was that the work was already underway for both Vista and the Parliament, and there was no work being done personally on the Prime Minister's home per se. Also, the claim of the Congress party has been that from Gandhi to Godse, angry lions can be seen with bared fangs. This regarding the emblem, which was inaugurated, remember, by the Prime Minister. The fact is that there was a change in the size, but the design of the national emblem with the four of the lions were exactly the same as it has been. This, as per Sunil Deore, who is one of the designers of this emblem. Also, Congress had claimed that Prime Minister's blind arrogance to get a new house. However, the fact is that 100-year-old structure had many safety issues as well, and this is something that the centre had told the Supreme Court as well. Also, the claim was that it is ill thought out project being pushed by the Modi government. The fact is the new parliament was first mooted under the UPA in 2012, as we just got you that letter. Now remember, there were at least 6 rounds of legal scrutiny for the Central Vista projects in 10 months alone from 2020 to 2021. All of them went in the favour of the central government. Let's remind you what the Supreme Court had said in its order. Remember, the plea had said that the Parliament was kept in the dark. The Supreme Court has accepted the government's rebuttal, which said that there was a need for this project was first expressed by the Lok Sabha Speaker on 9th of December 2015. In 2019, there was another letter which was sent by the present Lok Sabha Speaker to Prime Minister Modi. Also, a detailed presentation was given to the leaders of 14 parties on 19th of March 2020. Also, there was a nod for budgetary consideration which was given from the panel with members cutting across party lines. The second plea was that this is a huge wastage of public money amidst a pandemic time, to which the Supreme Court had accepted the government's rebuttal, which said that the centre had spent roughly 1,000 crore rupees on rental spaces to accommodate the ministries, and that buildings housing the ministries were ill-equipped to meet the fire and safety norms, and annually 50 crore rupees was being spent for regular upgradations. Also, there's a shortage of 3.8 lakh square kilometers of office space, which is something which was flagged by the Directorate of Estate itself. The Supreme Court had said, in the facts of the case, there would be no order as to the costs. Another one of the plea, this regarding the environment clearance. It was claimed that the environment clearance was not given properly, to which the Supreme Court's rebuttal was that the environment clearance is just, proper and in accordance with the law. This is the entire back and forth which had happened in the Supreme Court. Let me go across to our panelists. Joining us today on the show, Neeti Jain, BJP spokesperson. There's Dushyant Naagar joining us, a political analyst. Dushyant Naagar, the facts are there, right there on our screens for everyone to see. Something that the Congress had mooted under the UPA era in 2012. Why is it today calling it a colossal wastage when they themselves said we needed a new parliament?
देखिए, एक तो मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा, जो हमारी मंत्री महोदय का आपने वीडियो सुनाया स्मृति जी का, जिन्होंने इसको ब्रिटिश काल की इमारत से और ब्रिटिश साम्राज्य से जोड़ने का प्रयास किया, तो जो हमारी पुरानी संसद है वो मुरैना में 64 योगिनी मंदिर के डिजाइन से ली गई है। जिस 64 योगिनी मंदिर का जो वास्तुकला है और उसका जो निर्माण है वो हमारे हिंदू किंग गुर्जर प्रतिहार, जो कि वो भी गुजरात से ही थे, उनके द्वारा वो मंदिर महान मंदिर बनाया गया है, जो भारतीय हमारे हिंदू सनातन संस्कृति का एक ऐतिहासिक इमारत है। उससे ये वर्तमान जो संसद है वो बनाई गई थी, जिसको आज मंत्री जी कह रही हैं कि भाई वो ब्रिटिश साम्राज्यवाद का प्रतीक है। दूसरा, ये जो आपने बनाया है उसके कल से फोटोज आ रहे हैं, अंदर का दृश्य आ रहा है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसे नॉर्थ कोरिया की संसद हो। क्या बना दिया आपने? कहीं से नहीं लगता कि
नॉर्थ कोरिया की संसद कैसे दिखती है दुष्यंत नागर जी?
हमारे पुराने महान इतिहास की कोई झलक आती है?
दुष्यंत नागर जी, वहां पर तो सभी ऑपोजिशन के लीडर्स भी बैठेंगे, एमपीज बैठेंगे, शायद राहुल गांधी खुद बैठे अगर डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन उनका रिवोक हो जाए। नीति जैन, हाउ वुड यू लाइक टू रिएक्ट टू दुष्यंत?
देखिए, कांग्रेस की सरकार बनेगी,
the Congress party and its supporters are entirely devoid of issues that they have now started to oppose their own matters and the letters that they had written for.
ये
दुष्यंत
जी सुन लीजिए, मैंने आपको जब क्वेश्चन पूछा आपने आंसर नहीं किया। मैंने बोला था कांग्रेस ने खुद चाहा था, बोला था कि एक नया पार्लियामेंट बने, तो अब क्यों हिपोक्रेसी? आपने उसका तो उत्तर नहीं दिया। अब नीति जैन को तो सुन लीजिए।
नहीं जी, देखिए कांग्रेस ने
देखिए फिर आप बोल रहे हैं। नीति जैन को सुन तो लीजिए। नीति जैन, गो अहेड।
So I think the Congress party and its supporters are entirely devoid of issues that they have now started to oppose the matters that they had raised themselves. Like you yourself said, in 2012, it was the Congress party and the speaker of the Lok Sabha then, they had asked for this, and it is a known fact that this is a structure that is not appropriate for both the number of MPs that have been increasing and the safety matters. And this was a requirement that the Congress party, when they were in power, they also raised that requirement, and this was supposed to be done now. This was an idea that whose time had come, and you cannot keep delaying it. I don't know if Congress party's problem is that they could not earn from the commission had they built it, or if they have a problem that Modi ji promised it and he has delivered it. But I think they should be used to it, because Modi ji has promised so many things and delivered them as well, and those were apparently that Congress claims it was they had thought of those ideas. So they should be used to Modi ji delivering everything that he has promised. This is a structure that is the nation's pride.
Yes.
We do not want to go back to the Western history that we have. We want to create an Indian architecture. We want to create everything that is India. So Congress party's love for everything West needs to subside, and they need to, if not support, then they at least need to stop
above it all, it's not about the Prime Minister at all. The way I see it, Dushyant Naagar, it's not about the Prime Minister at all. This is supposed to be a symbol of India's democracy. Something century later we'll still look at it and take pride in it. If it needs to be updated, if it needs to be now expanded, this is for India. This is not about Modi ji. This is not about BJP. This is not about even the Congress party, because if you have more MPs, they will be also using this place. Why do you want to bring something about India's pride and उसमें political angle बस देना चाह रहे हैं आज के context में?
देखिए पॉलिटिकल, मैडम देखिए ये बात कर रहे हैं, लोकतंत्र की बात कर रहे हैं। राहुल गांधी का इन्होंने माइक बंद कर दिया, म्यूट कर दिया, और इन्हीं के हैं वो पूर्णेश मोदी जी जिन्होंने केस डाला और आज उनकी सदस्यता समाप्त कर दी। विपक्ष के लोगों को आप संसद में बोलने नहीं देते, बैठने नहीं देते, सदस्यता समाप्त कर रहे हैं, बात करते हैं लोकतंत्र की।
आप पूरी कम्युनिटी को
देश के लोकतंत्र को आपने बहुत गहरी चोट पहुंचाई है। आज पूरी दुनिया में देखिए, सारी दुनिया में किस तरह से पूरी दुनिया का रिएक्शन देखिए। भारतवर्ष की इज्जत कम हो रही है, भारतवर्ष के लोकतंत्र पे सवाल उठ रहे हैं, लेकिन आप लोग अपनी मस्ती में हैं।
Well, it's unfortunate that even on a day like this, there is politics which has broken out. It's not about the tutu meme, it is about the pride of India, the temple of democracy. Why politicize it? That's the big question. Thank you so much, however, Dushyant Naagar as well as Niti Jain for joining us here on the show. Without a short break, don't go anywhere.